I know you both have played that System Shock.
Yes, I'm still playing it.
Did you finish it, Co? I didn't think you did.
Yeah,
It's long, right? Like Zeke, you were talking
it's a
about
bigger
pretty
game
long.
than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's
I'll pull up some
huge.
VODs. Is it the other question before we start? It is Co. You've played System Shock before.
Nope.
Oh, so it's your first time for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Zeke, how's it going? And should I just show the first day? Like, are there spoilers?
Not really, no. You go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll pull up this VOD then. How is
the spoilers are more story, and they're little snippets in between me wandering around and getting fucking lost.
Oh, okay. How's it going then, Zeke? How are you enjoying System Shock?
It's fantastic. It is I did not expect it to be as fun as it is, and for me I'm actually I didn't expect to look forward to it as much as I have been.
Oh, like every day getting up?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more complex because it came from the old PC game days, right? Yeah. Where shit was not quality of life was not a big concern. It was more like how fun is the game, or how complex is the story, or how does it look, and shit like that. So making stuff easy for gamers to quality of life. So it still has the item Tetris or the inventory Tetris. It still has that kind of shit. It has very limited inventory space. But other than that, it's a really fun game, and it's really I like it's a trope we all have heard before, AI has somehow taken over this place, and you have to figure out how, why, or you don't have to, but the object of the plot is figure out who, how, and why this all happened. And the station is just overrun with these mutants and cyborgs and all kinds of different things, but no, it's a long time before you talk to an unmodified or unchanged human being. And you only talk to them. You see them dead all over the place. That is, they're everywhere. There's their body parts and shit like that. It's brutal. It's everywhere, gore and guts and stuff.
Yeah.
But they do a really good job. I never played the original, so I don't know how it compares. But they do a really good job with the voice acting is good. The Shodan is the name of the AI that is constantly talking to you and is basically your antagonist, the Harbinger. It's just kind of she talks to you like that, and her voice is very very Max Headroom, it's very cool. All right, we're gonna go. It stutters and goes pitch high and low and stuff like that. So yeah. I like that. It's a cheap effect, but I cheap effects are good sometimes, and I really like that. Cool. And you're you're going up against this AI thing, and you get this sense that this has become something more than just an AI taking over. This is borderlining on religious a little bit,
fanatical.
Shodan is viewed as a god or something like that.
Huh.
And yeah, it's really cool. I dig that that kind of tack it took. But as far as the gameplay goes, the gameplay is fine. I'm playing on normal difficulty with hard puzzles, which is an awesome. I love when they do that in video games. They give you a slider for combat and puzzles and that kind of stuff. So I'm playing on normal. I feel like I probably wouldn't. It would have been a challenge on hard combat, but it's I die enough anyways on normal, so it's fine. The hard puzzles are they're little it's like BioShock hacking, but it's a little more complex. Remember BioShock with the pipes?
Yeah,
you get the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that's kind of the puzzles, but they're a little bit more complex, a couple more different mechanics as you go on. You can get they're all basically on a grid, but some of them are pipe turnies, some of them are wire places, but they're really fun. I look forward to the puzzles every time I come upon one. The thing is, though, they don't tell you some things. When you get to a puzzle, I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, why? This looks impossible. But a theme with System Shock Remake, and probably the original, I would imagine, there is no handhold. There is no hints or tutorials or nothing. It's like this turns and this turns. Like, so what are you going to do about that? But then you have to notice that one of the things, a new mechanic, one of the things that turns where it couldn't, like the current couldn't pass through it before, it can now on certain ones. And they don't tell you that. You know, you have to like just fucking fumble around and find out on accident is what I did.
That's how it was, I guess.
I was like, all right, I don't know why it won't go through. Like, you can't pass through these things. I've already looked. And I turned it once and it went, and I was like, that little tiny little square difference on the dial, on the turny thing. It shows a little empty square that says that indicates that a power current can go through it. And they don't tell you shit. And you're like, fuck, that is awful. And all that time I sat there feeling like a dumbass, like, why am I not getting this? It's because you lack fundamental information. You know, you didn't know that, like these puzzles right here. Oh, turn around, Zeke. Go back to the puzzle. Turn around. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. See those little turning knobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you can pass a current through those. They're different colored, but like they don't tell you. Like looking at this puzzle, I was like, okay, so I have to wires, do power, pass power through there, and there's that little meter on the upper right hand, and you have to. I was like, do I have to get it past those two blue marks, or do I have to get it right in the middle? They don't tell you shit. And that's the MO of the entire game. They don't tell you shit. But it's figuring it out has been kind of fun. Now that I know that you have to figure it out, I'm looking for new mechanics. I'm looking for shit they don't tell you.
Yeah.
The other thing is they give you tool tips when you pick up an item, like a new item. It's like, you picked up this thing. It does this. Press this for alternate fire. It's on the screen for 5 seconds, and then it's gone forever. And then I was, because you look in the item description, you're like, no, it doesn't say like the tooltips that were on when I picked it up the first time. It's not showing the same thing. I want to see that thing. But you get used to it. So anytime you like pick up a new item, you're like, stop, read.
Yeah.
Read this tooltip shit.
You got to read it or it's gone forever.
Yeah, and then it's gone. But the atmosphere, the creepiness, you get like the layout is like, I love it's very, very labyrinthine layout, and it's on purpose. You find out, like, slight spoiler. You find out from a audio log that the people who built this station built it to study the humans. Like, part of it was to study the humans inside it when they're dealing with architecture that makes them anxious and stressed out.
It's kind of like vaults and Fallout.
So it makes sense that this place is like a fucking maze.
Does it make you anxious and stressed out as you guys?
It does. I have to
Absolutely.
backtrack so much. I've gotten lost because the maps are pretty goddamn big, and the maps also don't do a good. They do a good job of showing you everything. They don't do a good job of showing you what's on top of what or what's underneath what, the levels. So like you're looking like, I can definitely go here. It's like, nope, you got to go all the way the fuck around because that's an under.
Yeah.
God damn it. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
The map could definitely be improved a little bit. But I'm having a fantastic time with it. It's taking me forever, of course, because I get lost so easily. And also everything it's like Morrowind. It was the first time you could pick up everything and sell it. You can pick up everything in this game and melt it down for scrap and then sell the scrap. Everything. Sporks, trays, stethoscopes, blood bags, like everything. You can pick it up and melt it down.
And there's no break down everything button in your inventory, which drives me crazy.
That is the one I'm like, is there a mod? I'm asking anyone out there. I'm asking anyone out there right now, is there a mod for I know it's a new game, new System Shock, but has anyone made a mod that does auto scrap all junk? because I would install that in a fucking instant.
So how
Because
much?
also you have to do it individually. Like everything you can pick up everything, but also in order to melt it to scrap, click, 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 every single item.
How much time have both of
This
you
right here, you're seeing it.
Yeah, how much time have both of you spent doing this for your playthrough, would you say?
30% of my time.
Oh, probably about that. Yeah, I've been picking up pretty much everything and breaking it all down, and every single one requires a right click, select the right option, like that right there. So it's a little much. I'm kind of baffled they didn't include a better way to handle that situation, because it's awesome picking up everything.
The thing that really galls you though,
Yeah,
you don't need to do it. You really don't. You're probably fine. Unless you're playing unless hard mode is really hard for you, you don't even need to do this shit. You can just ignore it for the most part. You'll be fine. You'll pick up enough shit. You don't need it. But it's so hard. It's so hard because it feels so good when the room is cleaned out of pick upable items.
I see you right now going through it. You're just like, well, I gotta melt these cups and these chips.
Bag of chips, a candy bar, gotta pick up all of it.
Yeah, it all needs to be melted.
Yeah. But yeah, you can leave most of that shit behind because it's like the value you get out of it is not great. Like you would probably be just fine because each one of these little pop cans is worth 1 scrap.
What does the scrap
You'd be
give
just
you
fine picking.
what do you buy with it?
The scrap you take to a recycling center that gives you credits, and credits are used to buy weapon upgrades, ammo, all sorts of stuff. So it is worth something, especially if you get all of it.
Okay.
Then you're always getting upgrades, you're always getting ammo, whatever you need, basically. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
I mean, it's worthwhile, but only if you do a lot of it.
but you would get by probably just fine if you just looked around, made a mental note of the stuff you find lying around that's actually worth, and just do that. Just go for that shit. Like a laptop, okay, that's 15 scrap. That's good. A pop can, 1 scrap. Leave it if you can. Leave it. You don't bother. What's another one that's good? Like if you just find items that are worth 15,
Guns,
20.
you find broken weapons.
Broken weapons are worth
lot.
a good amount of scrap, or recycled or whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, broken guns, laptops, certain PDAs, those things you can get by just fine, just picking up those and leaving every fucking thing else. So that's you put that on yourself though. I am, I don't know. I would say 70% through the game right now, it feels like, and I didn't need to do most of that shit.
Everyone said this was like a thriller, psychological horror type, but it feels like you guys created your own madness by just looting everything.
Well, no, the game itself, if you just ignore most of the looting, it's a really cool, atmospheric, immersive. It feels very solitary. It has a very good way of feeling like you feel lonely, you feel lost, marooned or whatever. Yeah. And the only person that's consistently talking to you is this fucking AI that is supposed to be, a malevolent, malicious entity. And yeah, so that the feeling and immersion it gives you is very good. And the update, I never played the original, but it seems like the graphics are great. They're not there's certain things that they couldn't or they didn't update, I guess. But most of the stuff it's not mind blowing, but it's definitely standard as far as just crispness of graphics go. So it's that you're not distracted by it being bad. That's, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
Got it.
It's immersive enough to get you going, and Zeke, yep, I saw that. That was a proximity mine. And there's different enemy types and different upgrades and different weapons and stuff you can use. Different ways to go about stuff. If you are a person that likes just there's a whole myriad of different ways you can go about taking care of enemies and stuff, and it's great. You can use grenades and guns and melee weapons and shit like that, and they give you like power-ups that I didn't start using until just recently because I was like, I don't feel like I need them. And then I found a laser sword and a berserk consumable, and I'm like, okay, now I'm a badass. I'm a laser whip. I'm a laser whip sorting, boss killing MFer from space, and that felt pretty good.
Space Ninja. You're playing Warframe.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, people compare it a lot. Like this feels like a little bit like Prey, and you're not wrong. It does. There's a very Prey vibe to it.
Heavily
probably inspired by
games like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Really? I guess that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, that checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game, like, historically was it the first of its, like, where did this game land in terms of history of video games? It's like one of the most
early.
One of the most
Yeah,
influential,
90s,
right?
90s game, and yeah, it was absolutely one of the first of its kind, and was really good at what it did. I mean, System Shock 2 is also known as like one of the parents of this genre, essentially.
Did this come out prior to Doom, or was?
I don't think so.
Like what inspired? This came out in 1994. When did Doom come out, chat? After Doom.
Doom 1 was 1993, December 1993.
Oh, so kind of
around the same time.
Around the same time, yeah. I wonder when like development started on this compared to Doom.
System Shock 1, the original, was September 23rd, 1994. So a little bit less than a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doom is like the father of FPS games for sure.
Wolfenstein, arguably, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I always forget that came out before everything else. So
I think Wolfenstein was May 5th, 1992. So Wolfenstein was about a year before Doom, and then Doom was about a year before System Shock.
My brain,
even though there was also Castle Wolfenstein, which was 81, but that was a little bit different.
My brain breaks a little bit when you're like, it only took a year for those games to like be made.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, no, it fucking didn't. What do you? It's like 7 years between those. What are you talking about? There's no way. A year?
That Homer Simpson like clip of him like his brain like talks to him is like, well, I'm out of here, and just closes the door.
Exactly.
That's what JP just did.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. They're charging $40 for this. Do you guys think it's worth the 40? Where would you say price wise?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty slick game. It's very cool. The graphics are fun. There's a lot to it. I mean, it definitely keeps the spirit of the original in a lot of ways. Like Zeke was talking about it. There's no quest indicator on the screen or anything like that. It does a lot of that stuff on purpose.
Demo.
The game itself is
there's a downloadable demo of the entire first level.
Oh, nice.
And the first level is big, so it's a nice sizable demo. So free demo on Steam if you want to check it out, and then if you like it, then yes, it's absolutely worth it. I'm loving it. It's worth it to me.
To Night Dive's credit, the people that made the game, they it's been under development for a good amount of time, and it's undergone many different iterations based on community feedback. So like what it is now is not what it was at the beginning. So they very much did their best to make a game that they think System Shock 1 fans would like, and it's pretty much what it is.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, this game was Kickstartered?
I believe so.
Yes, there are bodies with dog tags on them of Kickstarter backers.
Oh.
Yep. And I think I heard a Kickstarter backer voice on an audio log. So I think if you backed it enough, you could have one of those or whatever.
Yeah, it was 900,000 goal, and it raised 1.35 million.
Nice.
So people.
I think I was a backer.
Were you? Did you forget that you backed it?
Hold on.
I've done that a few times.
I back a lot of
stuff.
That
thing you backed came out, and I went, fuck, that was like 3 years ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, definitely
what do I get?
the most. Yeah, I definitely was a backer. I've been getting emails for a while. Project and stuff. But the most awkward one for me is I forgot that I backed a game completely, and then I played it, and I found myself in the game, and I forgot
Oh
that
God.
I had gotten that deer. And I was playing it on stream, and I was like, "Oh, look at this! It's Cohhcarnage. That's awesome. That's great." And chat was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And then the dev, I think, was in chat, and he's like, "Yeah, you backed it, remember?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
Yeah, totally, man. Congrats on
course,
getting the
I
game
did.
made. Yeah, great, fantastic, good job.
Yeah, I like that
Good game too.
on a more like I guess relatable level. Like more people have done like
Is that Walrus? No, it was a
Amazon?
game called Crying Sons. Yeah.
Amazon packages. You're like, fuck, what did I order?
Oh yeah, no, I do that all the time. Yeah, that's bad. Amazon's bad. I can go. They shrunk our recycling bin at our house recently. That we like moved garage, like garbage collection companies, and Amazon is just destroying us. Like we have months worth of cardboard that we cannot throw away because the
Gotta start making those runs to the
I
local
know,
recycling
like I gotta
center,
go to
man.
the fucking recycle. I'm thinking about just like
Doesn't your garbage pickup offer recycling pickup?
no, they do, but it's such a small trash. They won't pick up anything outside of the bin, and so we can't just leave it out.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you got like a room full of cardboard, and you're like, okay, I guess that's what you're gonna take today.
Guys, the Studio 2 has a cardboard corner, and it's bad. Like it's just filled to the brim of just fucking car.
I feel like
hate
a
it.
lot of
That's
people
one
watching this can
thing-
relate to that. Funny enough.
Yeah,
And now that we're like, especially since COVID, and we've all been slowly
hate
turning
it,
into
dude.
mail order people. I bet a lot of people can relate.
Box
to that.
cutter is the answer. No, guys, it's already shredded. I've already cut all of the. It is every week. I put it in the thing as much as I can. Take it outside, and I'm like, well, we got about a month. Don't order anything big, and then I don't know, a random collector's edition that shows up, and it's got a cardboard box, and just add it to the fucking pile.
The
Anyways,
first thing it
Thank-
says is,
thankfully,
I
I
ordered
can-
that,
I-
didn't I?
yeah, that's also another like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot it. Oh shit, okay.
Thankfully, the recycling here where I live is like I wheel out like a huge because we get what is it, Chewy? I think we get dog food or
Oh yeah,
delivered every
yep.
so
We
often.
get Chewy.
Yeah, the Chewy boxes are really tough too. So that's our
Yeah.
cardboard box, and we fill that fucker up every week. We haul it out on
Oh,
fucking Tuesday,
I'm so
and they just take it.
jealous.
It's great.
I'm
Yeah.
so jealous. I'm gonna have to pay like a company. I think if you go to like wepickupyourtrash.com or something, you can have them just come out to your house. Anyways, random tangent. Sorry.
You get Task Rabbit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get something that's fucking bad.
Or if you're really feeling like rolling the dice, you can put on Craigslist.
Hey, it's funny you say that. If there's still boxes, you can almost guaranteed get somebody to come pick up your boxes because people need to move.
To move.
And one of the
yeah.
first things people do when they
Yeah.
move is go to Craigslist and look for free cardboard. So if you ever have a lot of that, absolutely. go do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, a
that's
lot of people in chat, especially our EU friends, may be a little confused here. So here, especially in rural areas, you don't always get like most trash stuff is privatized. So you don't get to like necessarily get a recycling thing with a big bin and stuff like that. And then I saw this other guy being like, why don't you take it to the recycling center and get money for it? Because they don't do that here.
You
take it
get
to the
money
recycling-
for that?
I know. You take it to the recycling center, they just like give you the stink eye while you try to unload it from your car, and there's like a huge line that you have to wait in to do it. It's terrible. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I would be
We
rich.
absolutely do not get money. No, we have to pay generally to get access to it. So we
Yeah.
can then like
They
Yeah.
charge us.
they
I
charge
pay
us
to have
the
my
other way around.
recycling picked up. Yeah, I don't make shit off of that shit.
What?
Oh, me
the
too. Yeah.
Fuck.
Our current house is in a relatively rural area. So we pay like garbage and recycling pickup is not cheap.
Next, you're gonna tell me that healthcare is free over there. This is crazy.
That can't be.
That's just that.
That's some
That
like
would never happen.
that's some like
Jesus
futuristic
Christ.
utopia science fiction bullshit. That doesn't
Oh.
happen. No one gets free health
No
care.
way.
Oh God, this is spoilers. I'm gonna move away from that screen. System Shock was doing things on screen. Cody,
Can you guys please start talking about Diablo so I can take a dump?
Well,
I have No, I have a
System
game
Shock.
that I want to talk about before we do Diablo.
Well, do you have anything to add for
And-
System Shock, Co? I think
Not a really great
Okay.
game. I'm still playing it.
You're still
So
playing
I may have some more when I'm done with it, but